Hello, Facebook Live. We're here today with Michael Losier, and we're going to let you find out how to fine tune your seminar skills, your presentation skills, whatever it is that you're wanting to do. I'm Barbara Harwell. Please turn up the volume because you're not going to want to miss a minute of this. Like I said, Michael Losier is here. You may have heard of Michael. He is the best-selling author, trainer. His books are Law of Attraction, The Science of Attracting More of What You Want and Less of What You Don't, and The Law of Connection, which is NLP. It's the science of learning how to communicate with people in a way that, builds rapport with people. And then he's got a new book out that he's going to tell us at least a smidgen about. I have to pull this out of him. I know, yes, your life's purpose. It is so on target for what's happening now, and so many people looking for what's going on in my life. What do I need to be doing? What makes me happy? So enough of that. I want to get into some of Michael's stories since I have the opportunity to interview him. I want to find out, Michael, what's it like in the life of a seminar leader who travels globally, has groups of 200 to 2,000 people, and you keep their rapt attention all the time. So tell me a little bit how you do this.
Hey, Barbara. Well, hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us here tonight. Barbara and I are both excited to share with you some tips about what I'm doing on the road as a seminar leader, how I'm building my seminar business, want to share with you. And I'm pleased that Barbara has taken my certified Law of Attraction Facilitator training, and she was so enthusiastic. She said, let's tell more people about your program. So
absolutely,
I think what people really want to know is like, what is a typical day of being in the seminar business, Well, first I want to say that I do travel internationally, and I also do work locally, and I also do work over the telephone and over Skype and over Hangouts. So when you're training, you can do that anywhere, right? And I
That's
know a lot of
true.
people say they want to be speakers, but get real close. Trainers make more money. Trainers make more money than speakers. So a speaker goes in, does a talk and leave. A trainer goes in and trains, and it's more than a talk. And then they can go back and do more training and more training. So if you're watching tonight and you're a coach, or you want to be a coach, or you're a speaker and you want to be a trainer, or you're a trainer, you're not making any money, trainers make more money. And that's what I do. I am the trainer's trainer, and I teach trainers how to teach any subject, but because of my law of attraction background, I teach law of attraction coaches, enthusiasts about law of attraction, people that have been studying, people that have been teaching, are teaching people already and not making any money. Say, yes, if that's you out there, is that happening to you? Are you one of those people that are coaching and not getting paid? Are you one of those people that are going to people's coffee shops, and now you're in the coffee shop, and now you're coaching law of attraction, and you gave them my book at a coffee shop, and they left you and said, okay, what's up with that? Well, today, Barbara, we're going to talk about handouts and why they're really important. And there's a number of people that are watching here tonight. So why don't we ask people that are watching live on Facebook today to say hello, let us know where you're watching from, and I'm going to get ready to answer Barbara's question.
And Michael, I would love it if they would also let us know how they know you. Where did they meet you? Were they at one of your seminars? Have they read your book? There are some really comical Michael stories out there because he's known to go into a coffee shop and just bring the house down. So, where did you meet him? So sorry for that, but I had to throw that in, Michael.
Very good. Well, you know what? We have our friend Eric Carlisle watching live here on Facebook. He's saying hello to both of us. Eric is also a certified facilitator from Phoenix. And, so we're talking about the behind the scenes. What is the reality of being a seminar leader? Well, here's the reality. It is an awesome experience to show up at a place and have 100 people or 200 people or 1,800 people, whatever it is, or 20 people want your attention and knowledge. That's very exciting. Now, what does it take to get there? So we're going to back up. I'm going to tell you about, I live on an island on the west coast of Canada. I could leave the island and go to another city, but it's another airplane ride and so on. So I'm wanting to work more locally. So last weekend, halfway up the island, about 2.5 hour drive, I did a full day seminar and I made money on it. It was a full day seminar. I did law of attraction in the morning. I did my other book, Law of Connection, in the afternoon. People paid for a full day. Now, people say, oh, I'd love to show up and make that happen. Wouldn't that be ideal? Just to show up and have it all happen. But there's things that have to happen before that happens.
That's right.
So I went up 2 weeks ago, and there was a women's networking group. They usually have 25 people. I went up. We made a big deal about it. They had 100 people. Remember, I live on a small island. They had 100 women show up, and I gave what's called our signature presentation. So I went up. I traveled for free. I stayed overnight. I went out. They had 75 people, 75 to 100 people plus staff. I did my presentation for free, and they all left with Michael Losier in their head, because you know what we do at the signature presentation. And while we were there, we told them I'm coming back to do a full day seminar, and that's where we charge people. So the model that I teach in my certification training program is, how do you give a free introductory presentation, so much so that people leave there with your voice in their head, so much so that, guess what, people want to have more of you. So 2 weeks ago, everybody left and they learned how to stop attracting negative things. They learned the words that they're using are causing them to do that. They learned the relationship between their words and thoughts and what they're manifesting. And they all left with my voice in their head, correcting the words and knowing about the Vibe Reset button. So 2 weeks later, I'm up there to do a full day seminar. That's where the sweet spot is when you show up and you have 100 paid people at a beautiful venue to do a full day seminar. But guess what, Barbara? It's not done there. It's not done there. Those 100 people are going to want more Michael Losier.
That's true.
Instead of talking about it forever, which some trainers do about their other programs, I'm going to teach you tonight how I use my worksheets to build my database, and how I use my worksheets to stay connected with the people that are using my worksheets. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So again, last weekend, I'm doing a full day seminar. I'm using the processes out of my book, step 1, 2, and 3. You know, my book, by the way, is divided into, I'm going to show you this. My book is divided into 2 sections. The first part of my book teaches people how to stop attracting negative things. Yeah, and we give that away for free. That's what the trainers do. We go into workplaces, we do seminars, teleclasses, we say, here's how to stop attracting negative things. Here's the words, here's the thoughts, and here's everything you need to do. And then, because we gave them something that was rich, full, and delicious that they can practice and they start to notice it, it's very easy for them to want more. But listen, when I gave the free presentation, before it was done, they wanted more. And now they're at the full day seminar last Saturday, and before noon, they wanted more. And what caused the more? They're called worksheets. If you're not using them, get over it, okay? Now, Barbara, I know there's a number of people that we're addressing tonight. I want you to go get the list, and you know what? We got some people. We have Carrie Burt listening. She is hello from Black Flags, Alberta, Canada. My friend Amber Breyer introduced me to your work. Hey, guess what? I am going to Edmonton, Alberta to do a full day seminar. I'm doing law of attraction in the morning, law of connection in the afternoon. So Carrie and Amber are going to experience me doing a full day seminar. And guess what? People are paying to that. Why? Because it's a process. Remember, we give away the intro for free, and then we sell processes. Oh, guess what? All 3 of my books, what are they? They're processes. Now, matter of fact, my latest book, it's called Your Life's Purpose. Well, you know, you can't take a pill and figure it out.
No, but you've broken it down to the how to do it.
Yeah, so this is a process, and because it's a process, it's a seminar. This is a 3-hour seminar. My book, Law of Connection, it's a process. Guess what? It's a 3-hour seminar. So I teach people how to take your content, in my case, Law of Attraction that people are using, how to take the content and how to train it, how to teach it to people. Well, good. Hey, we have, my friend Leah Wiseman Brunner. She is from Philly, USA. Finally got here. So people are starting to get notified. I'm seeing people getting logged in now and they're saying hello. So let us know where you're from. Vicky Way, hey, my cousin Linda B in New York sent me your book. Well, you know what, Linda B, I think I know who she is from New York. She's a beautiful singer. Thank you for doing that, for sending that. Okay, Barbara, so we're about to give people, well, not just going to give them, I'm going to show them the handouts I used last Saturday.
Oh, perfect.
That made me lots of money.
That's awesome.
So who's possible watching tonight? And while Barbara goes through the list, I want you to be identifying yourself. That's me. I think we've got 4 people.
5 people.
We got 5 people. When you know that, you say, go, oh, I'm number 3, or I'm number 2 and 3. So Barbara, I'm going to go check the Facebook Live stats while you are letting us know, and we'll see who else is joining us.
Perfect. All right. This is what we're wondering. Are you a trainer or a seminar leader who doesn't use handouts? Maybe because it's just not your style. You're not the razzle-dazzle Michael Losier.
So that's number 1.
That's number 1.
Number 1. Say number 1. If you don't use them at all because you don't really like them or want them or don't think they work, it's okay. We're not judging here. Okay, maybe just a little bit. But honestly, so tell us if you don't use handouts, right number 9. Who's the second person, please?
The second one is, are you a trainer who, after your seminar, you notice that people are leaving their handouts behind? They don't take them with them.
Yeah, and you are walking around the room picking up your handouts. I know it. I've seen it. Barbara, I want you to pick a number between 1 and 100, meaning percentage. What is the number of people that take their handouts, that took their handouts last Saturday, 100 people? What is the number of people that took handouts? Say it when you know it.
100%. I know this one.
Yeah, 100%. I promise you.
Because they use it.
I know. They use it and they put their name on it. Hey, guess who's watching us live?
Who?
It's my friend that has more syllables than a centipede legs. John in Variety. Hey, John, welcome. Well, my friend Don Bohm. Hi, Michael. I'm here in North Carolina with my sister. Now, Don and his sister, he never tells me her name, but she does exist. They watch my Hangout show every Friday. Sometimes they're not in the same house, and they watch my Hangout show. My Hangout shows every Friday live here on Facebook. We're always talking about law of attraction, law of connection. Now we're talking about fulfillment needs. And of course, we're talking about the emotion code. Oh, Barbara, should we tell people our big news about the emotion code?
Let's do.
Barbara and I are both, hey, John and Verity is excited too. Barbara and I are both certified emotion code practitioners, and we are helping people remove chronic pain and other blocks that are stopping them from attracting things based on past experiences and negative emotions that they have trapped. And Barbara, please tell us what the big news is.
The big news is that Dr. Bradley Nelson, the creator, originator, developer of the emotion code and the body code, is joining us live on hangoutwithmichael.com.
I know. I'm very excited about that. Hey, we're going to say hello to my friend Don Katz. And hey, Michael, clapping that I'm able to get to see you live. She's a delight. Cindy Trost is with us. Michael, she's great to see you and Barbara and I. And there's Sunshine Davis. Hi, it's Sunshine Davis from Las Vegas, Nevada. Hey, Sunshine. And Amber Dawn. She's my friend from Alberta. She is bringing me to Edmonton, Alberta. And Amber's going to put the date. And if you want, I live in Edmonton or Calgary, you want to come to a full day Law of Attraction and NLP seminar, go in the chat, look for Amber and give her a hey. Okay. Good. Okay, let's carry on. Barbara.
Okay, we're at number 3. Are you this kind of trainer or coach or seminar leader? You're trying to save money by not investing in handouts.
Okay. Are you trying to save money? Okay, number 4. Who's the next 4th person?
Well, perhaps they're using handouts now, but they want to know what Michael has to say about getting the most value out of those handouts.
Yeah, it's like, I'm using handouts now. Let's see what Michael Losier has to say. That's what they're saying. Well, you know what? Welcome. We welcome you here at Hang Out with Michael. And what is the last group?
And the last group is perhaps you're not yet a facilitator and you want to make sure you get started on the right foot with the right tools so you're at the right place at the right time.
That's right. Very good. Okay, well, I'm very excited. So we're going to give context again. So on Saturday, I had a full day seminar, law of attraction in the morning, law of connection, NLP in the afternoon. I had a set of handouts for all of that. So it equaled 10 two-sided pages. 10 two-sided pages. Yeah, they're not free, but 10 two-sided pages. Now, I use what's called accelerated learning techniques. And what that means is that I use techniques that accelerate the speed at which people can learn something. Now, in my book, Law of Connection, it's all about the 4 ways people like to learn and communicate. And here's a quick little glimpse of the 4 ways. Okay, little sidebar. In my 20-hour certification training program, we spent 2.5 hours. I'm showing 3 fingers, 2.5 hours. So all trainers know there's 4 ways people like to learn. Now, Barbara, right away, most people say, well, I knew there was a visual style and an auditory style and the kinesthetic, but what the bleep is digital? Well, the digital, go ahead.
No, you please go ahead, Michael. I wasn't familiar with it. Yes.
No, most people aren't. They're the thinkers. So when we're facilitating a group, we have to make sure we're appeasing all of the styles. Right now, some of the styles aren't even watching. They don't need to. They're auditory. I'm in their car. Right now, there's a group of people that are loving watching this right now. They're writing it down. They're taking a picture. So different groups like different learning. If we just chatted, it wouldn't work. I'm going to be showing stuff today. So I need to know how to train all the styles. So that being said, that's a very important part of if you're going to be a good trainer, if you just trained using your own style, you'd break rapport with the other styles. So a full day seminar, it was at 10 pages, 10 physical pages. I knew already, because I've done this 100 times, that 0 people would leave them behind. But sometimes it's nice to tell people to put their name on it. Put your name on the top right. You know what people will do? They'll put their name on the top right. Nobody leaves them behind. If they do, we know who it is. I've had people email me from other cities saying they left their handouts in the training room at a hotel. Really? No, I didn't take them with me. No, I don't have them. I didn't take your hand. So I knew that most of these people came to my free introductory presentation and I had a handout there. And the handout reminded them of the words to get rid of. It reminded them of the reset button. And guess what was on the back of the 1-page handout? Oh, it's not a handout full of words, Barbara. It's a handout full of what? Blanks. Blanks. Here's the 3 words to avoid. Here's the 2 words. Here's the reset. Fill it up. And you know what? I'm using 4 styles again. I'm getting them to say it, think it, smell it, touch it, do whatever they need to do to burn the images in there.
Well, that's what I wanted to also mention. Excuse me for interrupting you, Michael, but not only are you known for getting people's attention and keeping it throughout that, but they also remember what they learned, so they apply it when they leave.
That's right. Well, you know what?
That's what you teach.
Yeah, I often say this. I'm a trainer. I'm not a motivational speaker. Although I motivate people, I'm a motivated trainer. That's what I am. And I make sure that everyone gets 100% value. And I ask questions and I make sure they do that. So I'm very excited about that. Well, good. Well, you know what? We're going to get started, Barbara. And I brought with me the handouts that I used. You know, everybody knew that I was doing this seminar about law of attraction. So when I was doing my handouts, I thought, I don't need to put law of attraction on the front cover. So Barbara, I want you to write these tips down. You're going to summarize them at the end for me. These are my, first, I'm encouraging handouts. I got 12 pages of worksheets to fill in on 6 physical pages. So think about 6 physical pages. So here is tip number 1. Start selling on the front cover. What do I mean by that? Well, your worksheets would obviously have a cover page. Now remember, my seminar was about law of attraction and law of connection. But Barbara, look what I put on the cover. I put on my new book. It's not even out yet. It's not even out till June 2017, but I put the cover on there. And then below it says, you know, go to Amazon to order it. When everybody arrives at the door, we give them a handout. What's the probability people went through the handouts while they're sitting in their chairs? From 0 to 100, what's the probability?
100%.
100. I know if I go to a play or to the theater, you know, the little booklet you get, I go through it 5 times. First time the gloss over, second time the pretty ads, the third time and the fourth time I'm reading the lawyer ads, right? It's like people read it over and over and over again. So people read about this, and people didn't know I had a third book. Now there's the buzz about the third book, so Barbara, what's tip number 1?
Tip number 1 is that you start selling on the front cover of your handout.
That's right. Tip number 2. Now, all of my handouts, I'm going to show a typical handout. There's a graphic, and there's blanks to fill in. Now, just so you know, all 4 communication styles love this page. They get to see it, they get to write stuff down, they get to answer questions, and it all made sense. So this worksheet engages everybody. I can promise you, Barbara, I can walk around the room and nobody's leaving anything blank. If I say there's 4 words, no one says, just give me 2 of them. And if somebody misses one, you know what people say? What was the third word again? If you put a box, people are going to want to fill it in. And we are using accelerated learning techniques. So we need to accelerate the speed at which they learn it. Guess what? Get them to say it, think it, write it, and do it. That's how you do that. So tip number 2, I call it soft promotion. Now here's my handout. Look at the worksheets. But on the bottom, there are 2 little ads. I'm not selling anything, Barbara. This one here is for what?
That's for the Hangouts on Friday.
That's right. It's just a little, it's free. And then when I get to the worksheets, I say, oh, I'm going to talk about that. By the way, who here has watched my Friday Hangout show at 9 a.m.? Oh, well, let me talk about that. It's free. So I'm soft promoting with the free. And this, Barbara, is just what? Just to
That's your books.
Yeah, the books are coming out. That's how you get them. Not asking, no one's buying anything. Now, number 3 is to get them to your website. And they don't even know it yet. They don't even know it yet. Because tip number 3 is on your worksheets. Here's my worksheets from my new book. Give them the address to go download them from your website.
Oh, for the handouts to be downloaded.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? You can go ahead and fill this out. If you want to get a fresh copy, go download them from my website. Oh, give them to your friends. I don't care, right? Tell 10 of your friends about my new book. So have deliberate. Oh, you're thinking, I don't have worksheets. Look at me. Get them. Find something to do a worksheet. Find something in your work to turn into a system. Find something in your work. Well, you don't have to find it if you take my program. We're going to give you all the systems, right?
Yes.
Okay. As a matter of fact, Barbara, as you know, as a facilitator, you use my worksheets.
Absolutely.
You know, and then you change the cover, you put your own name on it, put your own footer on it, and everything. So, Barbara, recap our first 3 tips again.
Okay, the first one is that you start selling on the front cover. The second one is a soft promo. For example, Michael's Hangout with Michael show, the ad for that, and then the ad for upcoming book. And the third one is the worksheet at the bottom. You can download the worksheet at this website, so you get them to the website.
That's right. So, Barbara, today we promised people we're going to give them 6 ways if they're a trainer already, and if you're not a trainer, I know you want. If you are a trainer and you're not using worksheets, these worksheets are probably 40 cents. So build a bridge and get over it. So far, look at all the opportunities. I haven't said really much, Barbara, in my training. It's all in front of you. Now, we're doing another ad, and it's for my big program, like one of the programs. So here's the worksheets again. Then on the bottom, I have a bigger ad that talks about my keep learning and stay connected to the message of lots about my inner circle membership. I don't put a price on it. I just say, because I'm teaching them, right? And I'm thinking, oh, you want to connect with me once a month and learn more law of attraction? This is my inner circle membership. There's no price on it. I'm just talking. I'm just showing them where it's at.
And Michael, I have to say something here. in the course that I took, the Facilitators course, all this was explained, how to build it to make it yours. It's all this is done for you. It's not like you have to reinvent the wheel. Michael Losier invented it already.
Yes, and then you make it your own. You might,
Exactly.
my facilitator friend Jason. He's not a business style. He's got tattoos on his neck and he wears a baseball. He's taken the same teaching you're doing, a businesswoman, and a lawyer in New York that took the training, and they're all following the system and the model. And then he has his stories, you have your stories, but there's a system to follow. And that's what, so if you're loving law of attraction and you're trying to teach it to people, you don't know how to do it. I've got a system. I got the system to do it. You know what? This is just 20 minutes about worksheets.
Yes.
Never mind on how to stimulate all your students' attention. Okay, Barbara, we're moving on to the next one. We're on number what?
5.
We're on page 5. Now, the very last page of my handouts is an order form that right now this lets people there, when they buy something, if they want to pay by credit card, if they want to give me their email address, whatever it is to do. And then up here is about my certified facilitator program. It's at the back. So in the morning, people already read about it before the end of the day. So at the end of the day, I didn't really have to say very much because I already talked about it. It's already there. And at noon, people came up and tore the last page off. At noon, people placed orders at noon. They didn't wait till the end. In other words, they got to the order form before I did.
That's when it's working.
Yes. Now, let's go to the last one, Barbara, number 6.
Okay.
Number 6 is the footer. See the footer on the page? I mean, I've got everything in there but my blood type, right? My Facebook page, my name of the book, the copyright, and it's based on the book, Facebook, my website address. It's on every page. Lose a page, it's okay. It's on every page. Oh, I didn't get a thing. No, you don't have to. Oh, what was this? I don't have to. What was this? I don't have to. It's on the bottom of the page.
Yes.
Now, I provide the worksheet package to the facilitators. They make this theirs. It's not my worksheet, it's theirs. They get to train from that, yeah. Now, I like my razzle dazzle.
Yes.
And I've been traveling to Asia many years. I've done certified facilitator program in Singapore. I did it in Singapore. I did it in Malaysia. I did it in Los Angeles, in Canada, and cities in Canada. But there's nothing like doing stuff in Asia, particularly Malaysia. Everything is opulent. You know that. You've been to seminars in Malaysia. Everything is opulent. The food on the breaks is opulent, and it's not tea and cookies. It's noodles and rice and steaks, like it's food. The seminar training rooms are top of the line. The sound systems, the chandeliers, everything. And you know what they don't do? They don't do paper flimsy handouts. This is what they do in Malaysia.
Oh, yes. Now, wouldn't you want to keep that?
Yes. No, it's beautiful. It's hardcover. And inside is, the stuff you've seen before, all the worksheets. They put the sales page in the back. And these are on the left-hand side is the real version, English versions, and these are Chinese and other versions on the right. So this is a keeper. I kept it. And every time I go to clean stuff out, I said, no, I'm going to keep it. So I know people are keeping that. Now, in Malaysia, it's not very expensive. And it looks great. I actually have, I've got many of these that I've collected from, the one in Hong Kong. All of them are beautiful. Now, if you're doing the same seminar over and over again, nothing changes, you can get these inexpensively. Everybody will keep them. And then, look at the big program on the back. This is another program the sponsor did. So again, people will save this. Barbara, can you run through the 6 tips about, no, you don't need to do the tips. Let's go back to the list of the people that are watching, and let's see if maybe they got something today, or you remind me of the people that you think are watching.
Okay. The first one was a seminar leader who doesn't use handouts, and I'll just bet you that they may have changed their mind at this point.
Yeah, I'm thinking there too, because every seminar leader does seminars for a living, right?
Yes.
And if you can only talk about them, not everyone's good at that, and not everybody listens. Some people need to see it. Some people need to think about it. Some people need to get a gut feeling. So when you pop it, the question at the end of the seminar about your upcoming $20,000 it's too much. So very good. So if you're not using handouts, let me know that you found this helpful today, and maybe we influenced you in a positive way, which is very important to me.
Yes.
Okay, who else was our audience?
The trainer who, after the seminar, notices that the people are leaving the handouts in their seats.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen seminar leaders, like when I've done multi-speaker, when I'm been the next speaker, the speaker is going around with the people picking up all their brochures. Don't give people brochures. If people didn't ask the question, they don't hear the answer. So don't give them stuff they didn't ask for. Now, if you give them a worksheet and everybody around it is filling them out, they will too.
Yes.
Listen,
Yes.
I remember, Barbara, I'm doing a seminar, right? And it was in a small town where I grew up, right? And I went back, and they made a big deal about me coming back, and everybody came early. Like I was in St. John, New Brunswick. Hey, shout out. So, and people came early. My mother was there, and my two sisters. My two sisters were working the door, and my mother was kind of standing with me, kind of proud. It was very nice, and everybody was there. We were ready to go, except we had 4 chairs empty, and we had no room. We were sellout. And all of a sudden, we saw them coming down the aisle, and it was 2 husband and wives coming. And the men were behind, and the women were marching. They knew they were late. They weren't really making. So they get to the door, and my 2 sisters are doing the handouts, right? And the women took them, and the men said, "No, we don't need handouts." But they didn't know that everybody had handouts because they didn't know the context. They hadn't been in the room.
Right.
Everybody before them had handouts, and my volunteers, they knew. Yeah, you don't want handouts. You don't want handouts. So I'm starting the seminar, and everybody was ready, and the MC said, "Now raise your hand if you need handouts." And I thought, and I knew they came in without handouts, and I said, they're not going to draw attention to themselves. Yeah, we don't have handouts. We were late. I knew they weren't going to do that, but they were resistant to have handouts. So the seminar started, and honestly, like I said, what I train trainers to do within the first 18 seconds, everybody has been engaged.
Yes.
Everybody has raised their hand for this question or this question, and that's the very first thing we do. And you know what? I got them. They didn't answer the first one, and I'm watching them now, right? All my eyes are on them. Oh, yeah. So, and I thought, oh, the little buggers. But you know what we learned to do? We learned to make sure they get the next question. And we do this, Barbara. So if you're a facilitator, we don't open up with who we are. Guess what? They already know that. You were just introduced. So we ask 2 questions. We get 100% of the people to raise their hand. When they raise their hand, they break their state. When they break their state, they are engaged.
Yes.
And I got them on the second question. I felt the hand go up, and I said, "So who here?" And here's what happened around them. Everybody around them is participating. So I created a lot of safety in the room. And when I show my hand, when I say, "Who here?" you don't have to say it out loud. I'm showing you how to tell me. It's easier than saying me.
Yes.
And it's safer. And when your buddy raises your hand and the people in front of you, and all of a sudden you're seeing people like, "Oh," and then all of a sudden they did it. They raised their hand. Oh, I was so proud of that. I can tell you that. So we're on like blank number 5, and I'm watching them pick at their wives. Now they're picking up their wives, right? Well, I did it.
Oh, yes.
I said, "Gentlemen, would you like a handout, please?" And everybody clapped, and they said yes. And my sister brought 2 handouts, and everybody clapped. And I could have caused a big scene, but I didn't. But you know what? My little inside joke: if I can get the men to participate fully and stay connected for the full evening, I nailed it. And why? Because I'm using the 4 communication styles again, and we're using accelerated learning techniques. and everybody left with a handout. And they either came up to the room with the form filled out, or they knew what they wanted, and they go home and they're adding me on Facebook. I see it. Funny, when on the car on the way home, people are adding me on Facebook. Why? Because they're looking at their worksheets.
Mm-hmm.
But now what I have on my worksheets, halfway down the worksheet, I said, it's okay to tweet hashtag hang out with Michael. And when people get there, they're all turning on their phones and go, hashtag another seminar with Michael. You know what? Because people will do what you ask them to do when they trust and love you. They trust me. Right in the middle. I also have another story I want to tell you. I did a presentation here at the Victoria Real Estate Board. And, you know, realtors are very, very busy, as you know, and we managed to, it was called What Every Realtor Ought to Know About Law of Attraction and Its Impact on Your Business. Oh, by the way, if you're watching and you would love to do that seminar, that's what we teach people. It's how to teach people what they ought to know. So I did the presentation. The president of the board came up at the end, and he kind of mocked me a little bit. And he did this to the audience. Who here turned on their phones while in the last 40 minutes? And not one person answered. And he said, it's the first time ever. It's the first time ever I've seen realtors not pick up their phone. They were numbed by the information, and they all left with my voice in their head, and you know why. And I actually teach the facilitators how to have people leave with your name in their head that they'll remember forever. You know what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just, and you know, Michael, I'm just so grateful because years ago, you know, you and I have known each other for a dozen years. And when you first began the training, I almost went and I said, oh, I know all this, I don't need to go. But then when I started appearing as a panel member, a guest panelist on your show, I saw all these other law of attraction facilitators that had some information that I didn't have. And I thought, oh, wait a minute, I got to have it. So that's when I decided I had to have this training. And it's been something that has been invaluable to me. And I am just so grateful to you.
Yeah. Well, I know that you remember the day, because I did too, that I could only plan it once a year. It was like a $30,000 event, and I had to leave the country, and the training was 3 days. It was 4 days long when I did it the first time. So imagine asking people to come for 4 days, and the training, it was intense and it was fun, and it was people left, and some people couldn't absorb all the training and had to stay connected. So I did that. I did the trainings in the United States and across Canada, and Singapore, in Malaysia. And then I thought, I have to start doing it differently. So then I started using Google Hangouts. And then I would stand up in the room and I would demonstrate all the techniques, and people got it. Mm-hmm. And then I eventually took one of those Google Hangout trainings and have made it into the program. So when people buy the 20-hour program, they're watching me teach people how to teach this. So they can kind of sit back and watch that. I forget how many pages in the manual you used it.
There's
the manual,
about 50 pages.
Yeah, 50 blank pages, not blank pages, but pages of things to fill in. Right. And what we do in this program is that I teach people how to deliver an introductory signature presentation. Now, the reason why it's a signature presentation, because we're good at it. I went to a place today where they have a signature coffee. You know what? They better be good at it. If this is the signature, or your signature mile high lemon meringue pie, it better be good. If it's your signature pie. So I teach people how to do a signature law of attraction presentation, and we do it for free. And people get so much value, they're willing to pay for the processes, which is step 1, 2, and 3. So that's what we're talking about. You can learn all of that with the worksheets. Part of the training is I'm not there, you're watching me, but guess what? You get to join me every Wednesday, like you do, at 9 o'clock. I do an open office. It's a call like this. I show up, and if you're taking the training, you have a question, maybe you have success stories, you can join me 15 times. That's 15 more hours with me live. Come and ask me questions about, or success stories or strategies to help you build your business. So,
and that's been just amazing, because not only do I get to hear my questions answered, but I hear questions that I didn't even think of to ask that you're answering. So it just,
I'm asking questions you didn't know that you didn't know. I didn't know I had that question. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's been very helpful. And some of the support, some styles need support differently. The kinesthetic trainer, they like to learn doing it together. They like to process and get more of a feeling. So I can work with them. Then there's the visual learner that it wants to do a seminar on day 2 of doing the training. So I can help people with the plan. I know I've done it. I've helped 470 people. I've trained 470 people in 17 countries. And many of them are leading. Some of them never did anything. You know what I tell people? I'll match your energy. If you want to be a superstar, I'll help you. Join me for the 15 free Wednesdays. They don't have to be in a row. Maybe come every second Wednesday for 15. That's a long time support. Come in and say, Michael, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I need to know. Help me. What do I need next? So you do the training on your own, and then I'm going to hug and hold you in the processes to you implement the system on your own. And by the way, you don't have to just, I'm excited. You don't have to just do in-person seminars. People are going to be prepared to do them on Google Hangouts or on Skype or on Zoom or whatever, over the telephone, on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's so many more resources now, and you're the front runner in that too. So learning from the master is just the best of the best, at least for me and for a lot of other people I know. So I guess it's time to sort of wrap up here, Michael.
Sure.
And could you just let us know where to go to find out more information on the certification program?
Yes.
Where can people find that?
Okay, well, good. Well, one other thing, Barbara, I believe that, part of law of attraction is the blocks that stop things from attracting, right? So not only will you learn how to do that really well as a trainer, I learned how to do it really well, but I'm also doing what's called the emotion code. The emotion code is a process that I can use to tap into somebody else through proxy and muscle testing to help find out what blocks that not you, the person I'm working, what blocks they're having that are stopping them from making this a big deal. What blocks are they having from going the next steps? What blocks are they having from making money? What blocks are they having from getting, and it's an hour session. It's $150 US normally, but people that are going to take this training, I'm giving them that because you really want to really take the training, you really want to build it, but there's blocks that you have, and I can't convince you to get rid of them. I can get rid of them through the emotion code. Honestly, I want to set you up for success. Take the 20 hours training with the workbook. Join me up to 15 times on Wednesdays at 9 o'clock PST, 12 noon Eastern. And finally, get a 1 hour emotion code session, removed all the trapped emotions that are stopping you from being. It is the perfect package. The only thing better is getting on my roadshow and traveling with me.
That's
the only thing better than that you could do other than taking the training, getting my coaching weekly, and getting your emotion code session.
Yes. Then it's all cleared. It's all cleared. So I think hangoutwithmichael.com
/certification.
Certification or trainer?
Training. Yeah. Let's say it again. Hangoutwithmichael.com /trainer. Now, that web page is to get people to, if they're watching for the first time and they want to register to get notified, we're going to tell them what the next time we've got another topic coming up. If they want to know more about the certification, it's hangoutwithmichael.com /certification. And there they'll find out the pricing. We have a couple payment plans people can learn when they get there. Now, you and I, this is a regular Hangout show. We're going to be doing this on Facebook Live. We know what the next topic we're going to do. We're going to keep the date a surprise. If you want to know when we're doing the next topic, go to hangoutwithmichael.com /trainer and give us your email address. We'll announce what the topic is tonight, and we'll let you know when the date is. So, Barbara, what are we going to cover next time, please?
Michael.
Oh, you know what it is? I know what it is. My friend Eric suggested it. We're going to teach people how to grow their database funnel in this business. And the database funnel, well, it's a funnel that collects your database. How can you use the free introductory presentations that we teach to build your database funnel, like me?
Yes.
Very good. So that's what we're going to cover.
And thank you, Eric Carlisle, for that suggestion. It was perfect.
Yes. And thanks to everybody that joined us live, left a lot of lively comments and yeah, it was great to see everybody. And I'm excited about the next topic. Barbara, thanks for our first live Michael and Barbara, Be an Awesome Facilitator show. I think we helped today. If you're watching live, agree, say yes. If you agree that we did it, we helped you, we gave tips to help you be an awesome facilitator. So thank you, Barbara, for hanging out with me tonight.
Thank you, Michael. Bye, everyone.